The best of money matters. Right Business.
Welcome to The Right Business, where we dive deep into the stories of trailblazers who dare to disrupt the status quo, find the gap in the market to find the right business. Hello, I'm Hongbin Jeong. When the Formula One cars cross the finish line, crowds go wild as the drivers are named champions on the podium. But that is only just the beginning, as the real celebration begins right after. And at the heart of that celebration is Amber Lounge, also known as the world's most exclusive after party. From Monaco to Singapore and beyond, it has become a legendary fixture on the F1 calendar, blending luxury, entertainment, and high-octane glamour as they bring the entertainment, especially just for that limited time. So what goes into curating this luxury experience, and how did they cement themselves as the world's only F1 Afterparty? Well, joining us today to share more is Jeannette Tan, Chief Commercial Officer at Amber Lounge. Welcome back to the show, Jeannette.
Thanks, Hongbin.
All right, Jeannette, the last time you were here, we had you on Rich, and we found out more about you and your rich mindset. Today, we want to find out more about Amber Lounge and why this is the right business. So what was the inspiration behind Amber Lounge? I mean, was there a particular gap in the market that Amber Lounge was trying to fill?
So Amber Lounge was first established in 2003, over 20 years ago, at the Monaco Grand Prix. It was actually started, conceptualized by the sister of former Ferrari F1 driver Eddie Irvine. And so it was really filling that gap in the market for something that the F1 drivers themselves and sort of the team principals and the F1 elite would be able to have an after-party experience post-race, where the daytime is filled with all the high-octane racing, but the nighttime was kind of a void. So that's where it really was something very unique and a first for its time.
But what would you say, how does Amber Lounge set itself apart from, other party experiences out there?
Well, I think the legacy of Amber Lounge still continues today, that we really are that preferred sanctuary after-party experience for not just F1 drivers, but A-list celebrities, high-net-worth clientele, and the elite of the F1 community, as I mentioned. And I think this year is really testament to that because we have an incredible partnership with Moet and Shandon, who are hosting the official Formula One after-party at Amber Lounge Singapore this year. So we're really thrilled about that. It's actually a historic first for us. I think we've always been associated closely with F1, but this time really hosting the official F1 after-party really cements, our status as the ultimate after-party experience.
Right, I want to talk more about that. I mean, the first time in your history, Amber Lounge Singapore will host the official F1 after-party. What does that milestone mean for you and your team?
I mean, as I said, 20 years of doing this, not me personally, but, Amber Lounge being in the business of F1-related event experiences, this is really very momentous for us, and I think it just cements the fact that, we are that ultimate experience that if you're attending an F1 race, this is the way to cap off your weekend.
Definitely. Well, for someone who hasn't experienced Amber Lounge events before, walk us through what a typical party looks like and the groundwork that goes into building that party.
Yeah, so I think what's unique about Amber Lounge, I mean, there are a lot of pop-ups there, but, we're really building a full luxury nightclub or nightlife experience just for 2 nights of the Formula One weekend, wherever we are, be it Singapore, Monaco, Abu Dhabi, and we've also done Las Vegas, 2 years ago. So that in itself is, quite an incredible feat because we're literally building out or transforming a space into this pop-up nightclub and then tearing it down first thing Monday morning.
Oh my goodness.
So that's part of the physical part of it. In terms of the experience at Amber Lounge, I think what also sets it apart from other venues is that we actually offer this free-flowing, unlimited beverage experience throughout the evening. So it's free-flowing champagne and other premium beverages. And at your top-tier VIP tables, you also have caviar presentations and late-night, gourmet food platters as part of that as well. Yeah.
Right. Are there any comments or feedback that still resonates with you from people who've attended your parties that, went, yes, this is why we're different from every other after party?
I think it's also the fact that we have really captivating entertainment all around. It's not just about the international music talents that showcase at Amber Lounge, but also we'll have Cirque-themed, performances, immersive entertainment performances. So it could be aerialists, contortionists. We've even had like Cirque du Soleil contortionists come and perform at Amber Lounge before. So really it's about that element of surprise and not quite knowing what's going to happen next in the room, but always something happening in an immersive and exciting way.
Right. How long does it take to kind of think through what kind of theme you want, what kind of experiences you would like for that particular event?
I mean, just planning and then getting to execution of an Amber Lounge event in any market, it does take several months. We also have a team that's globally spread out. Half of us are in Europe and half of us are in Singapore. So that in itself has its own challenges. But yeah, I think when it comes to music talent, it's about understanding who's kind of in the region or understanding who's available for our dates and then curating the entertainment performances themselves. It's just about trying to see how we elevate and make it more exciting than the previous year's activation.
Well, with this year being the first time being the official F1 Afterparty, having that official title this year, is it going to be grand?
It's going to be grand. And I think what's extra special is that we're actually going to have the first ever replica winners podium. Yes, with helmets and dummy bottles so that guests can actually have the ultimate F1 photo op moment at Amber Lounge. So that's really special, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, so thanks again to our partnership with Mud and Shandon for that. So
it seems like people can actually experience becoming an F1 champion on that podium. Well, it looks like after more than 2 decades in business, Amber Lounge is only going to grow even more. So where do you see the biggest opportunities for Amber Lounge to grow next?
I think with the interest in F1 and Grand Prix racing experiences worldwide growing exponentially year on year, I really think that expansion plans to other exciting, glamorous F1 destinations is definitely in our sights. In fact, we're kind of working on something now, but, can't reveal anything yet. But, we expect to be in a new market next year as well. So watch this space on that one. Quite apart from that, I think if you look at shifting consumer trends, people are really wanting to spend on luxury experiences. It's all about experiential luxury now, over and above just luxury goods. So for us, I think the way in which we want to grow Amber Lounge is really in focusing on having more exciting experiences that our clients want to buy into.
Right. When we talk about high-end clientele and, the changing consumer habits, what kind of trends do you see right now, and what defines that luxury experience for them?
Yeah, I think it's really about experiences that almost money can't buy, or things that are just so exclusive that you can't just, stumble upon this experience on a website. So for us, we've actually launched a new business arm since last year, Amber Experiences, and that focuses really on high-end or exclusive money can't buy type experiences. So it could be anything from learn to drive an F1 car, fly to space, get invited to the Oscars after party, the Vanity Fair after party, which is usually by invitation only. So I think that's something that is definitely the next sort of step in where our business will need to go.
You definitely pinpointed that luxury experiences there. Well, Jeannette, before we let you go here, do you see Amber Lounge evolving beyond F1 into, other luxury lifestyle or shop arenas, or will F1 remain the brand's core identity?
I think we'll always have F1 at our core. That's inevitable because that's kind of how Amber Lounge, started. But having said that, even 4 years ago, we did branch out into doing Amber Lounge in Doha, Qatar for the World Cup. So we were, celebrating the World Cup as the ultimate after party there as well. And so that was really quite an interesting experience and very different to what we do at F1. But yeah, I think we're definitely open to all sorts of possibilities and opportunities that, are not just confined to F1.
Definitely, and looking forward to it. Well, thank you so much, Jeannette, for joining me today.
Thank you.
That was Jeannette Tan, Chief Commercial Officer of Amber Lounge. This has been The Right Business with me, Hongbin Jeong.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.